Hello, welcome back to the kitchen. This week we're making not a Thanksgiving recipe, but an after Thanksgiving recipe. So this would be something that you can make when you are tired of cooking special things and you just want to make something quick and easy. And you can even use some leftover Thanksgiving stuff in it if you want to. I'm going to be using only about 4 ingredients today. The first one is Swiss chard. Swiss chard, if you're not familiar with it, it can come in these colorful varieties like this, or it can come with just a green stem, and it's really good for you. And I'm going to be washing this up in the sink. This came from my garden actually. So I'm going to rip this up into little bits, and this is going to go onto my pizza in a pan that I'm making with just greens, a tortilla, some shredded cheese, and then at the end I'm going to eat it with some regular salsa and salsa verde, so technically 5 ingredients. You can also add chopped onions. I mentioned Thanksgiving stuff. You could put some leftover bits of turkey in there. So it's very versatile and very easy. Alright, I'm using a whole wheat tortilla because it's better for you and I like it better. But of course you could use any type of tortilla that you want. And I'm using some mozzarella cheese. But of course you could use any type of cheese that you want. Oops, that's kind of a lot. And even if you don't have shredded cheese, you can just take some sliced cheese and break it up into smaller bits, or shred your own cheese off of a big block. It came out in a big clump, so I'm just gonna break it up a little bit. You could do, if you don't like chard or you don't have chard, you could use any other kind of greens, spinach, or if you don't like that at all, you could use different vegetables, like I already mentioned, chopped onion, or you could do bell peppers, olives. You could make it more of a meat pizza, like with the turkey, like I mentioned earlier, or with some bacon. So this is how I'm taking the leaves off of the chard, because you don't want to put in the ribs, this thick part. Well, you could if you want a really good workout for your teeth, but normally you just want this green part. Alright, and then I'm going to break them into smaller bits, because when you chew into your pizza you don't want to have a big long thing of chard hanging out of your mouth. At least I don't. Okay, now I haven't turned on my stovetop yet because I've made that mistake before where I turned it on while I was still getting the greens and the cheese ripped up and put on, and that caused the bottom of the tortilla to get too brown, even burnt, before the cheese had melted completely. So I'm going to turn it on in just a second here, but first I want to put on just a little more cheese on the top. Alright, and you can see how that looks there, and I'm going to be turning on my stovetop. Okay, so our stovetop here at the library looks like this, so I know that I need the right front burner. Sorry, there's cheese all over my hand. Right front burner, so I'm going to use this one. You can tell by the dot that this is the right front burner, which is the one we're using. And I'm going to turn it on medium. Not sure what this dual single thing is. Oh, I guess there's 2. Here, I'll show you. So I don't know if you can see this, but on this stove, this is different from the kind of stove that I have at home, but they have 2 rings of heat within each burner. So I want to turn on both rings, so I'm going to do the dual one, which is this side, on medium. Alright, and actually I'm going to turn it down to more of a medium-low because I've noticed that the bottom will get burned too quickly otherwise. Okay, and that's pretty much it. Like I said, all I have to do is just wait and keep an eye on it. Every once in a while, I just kind of lift up the tortilla and peek under it and make sure it's not getting too brown. And if it is, turn the heat down a little bit. That's it, basically. And we'll be back in a few minutes to show you some of the different options for eating it, which I like to actually dip it in the salsa, but you could also actually put the salsa on it right now at this stage, like sort of a pizza sauce, or you could even use actual pizza sauce. Okay, be right back. Alright, so I'm going to show you that it is just about ready. So as you can see, the greens are getting wilted, the cheese is just about done being melted, and if I can try to show you underneath, it is getting browned underneath. So I'm going to let it go for just a bit longer, and I'm actually going to heat up my salsa in the microwave because I don't like it to be cold when I'm eating it with the hot pizza. So I'm going to put my salsa, which is here in this little container, and I just have the regular red tomato salsa over here on the left, and I have the salsa verde on the right. It probably looks opposite to you though. So if you're not familiar with salsa verde, it is made mostly with tomatillos, and if you're not familiar with tomatillos, I'll try to put a picture up here somewhere. And they are in the tomato family, but they're in this little papery case that you have to peel away before you can use it. Okay, but anyways, I'm going to put this in the microwave, and I'm going to put a paper towel. Actually, no, not a paper towel. Let's not kill a tree. I'm gonna put the lid over top of it, but with a gap like this. Okay, so I have the lid on, but just sort of part way so the air can escape. So, and usually I might do something like this for 1 minute at 50% power. So right here where it says cook power, hit that, and then 5, that's telling it 50%, if you can see it. And now start. And the reason I'm not doing it at full percent power is because that is what can cause it to explode more. Okay, I think that's hot enough. And I'm going to put my mini pizza thing on my plate. And you can eat it like a pizza and like slice it exactly like a pizza. But kind of what I like to do is kind of fold it in half. If I can even do it without this sliding over. Well, I think you know what folding in half looks like, even if I can't do it with one hand. Oh, here we go. Okay, so I fold it in half like that, and then it's easier to pick it up and dip it in the salsa. Alright, I'm going to eat this now, and thanks for joining me in the kitchen. I hope you have fun with this recipe and make your own variation. Just as a quick reminder, we are not having an in the kitchen video in December because it falls so close to Christmas. But if you would like some Christmas cookie making, holiday cookie making type ideas, I will put some of the older cookie videos down in the description if you want to check those out. Alright, have a nice Thanksgiving. Bye! See you in January. And don't forget to turn the stove off.